I have a super serious question to ask you. Why aren't you reading the food labels on the things that you eat every day? Why aren't you looking at them? All right, so let's get into it. On your food label, you have nutrition facts, you have ingredients lists, and whatever advertising the brand will put on there for you. But my confusion with you is why do you just mindlessly eat these foods without looking on the back? Because if you look on the back of things, for an example, like this tacky chip that middle schoolers love to eat and that children love to eat, you'll see all types of interesting ingredients on it. You'll see all types of interesting verbiage, all types of and/ors and all types of coloring, red 40, yellow 6, natural and artificial flavors. You'll see all types of these things that'll make you begin to scratch your head. Like, what does this mean? What are these chemicals that are in the food? And how are you okay with it? I don't know. It's very hard to wrap your mind over something that you're not aware of. So my whole purpose with this video is to try to get you to understand that you need to start reading what it is you're putting into your body. You need to start exploring what it is you're putting into your body. Because if you can start understanding or at least crossing out things, your quality of life can increase tenfold. Because if you stop putting things in your body that might be hurting it or not helping it in any way, there goes your quality of life. It's an increase and it's only on a climb. You can't decline if you are making good food choices, because the food is what fuels your body. And if you cut out these ultra processed foods cold turkey, or whether you just stop eating some, you're winning. You're winning 100%. So let's explain a little bit more what's what. So I got some nut butter right here. I make my own nut butter, but sometimes every now and again, I'll buy the most simple nut butter I can. Okay, so for an example, I look at the ingredients on this, and the ingredients are almonds, cashews, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, and flax seeds. Nothing else. No flavor, no preservatives, no other weird stuff. That's that. What you see is what you get. And so that's just the ingredients section. The nutrition facts can basically be broken down into 5 sections. And this is where you want to hang tight and listen for those of you that don't understand what's going on. The first section that you'll see is right under nutrition facts. It'll tell you how many servings are per the container, and then what's a serving size. Okay, so for an example, when we look at these tacky chips, everybody loves eating. If you got a snack package, a serving size, you might have 1 package, right? It's a snack package about this big, right? And that's 35 grams. 1 package is a serving size. Oh, hold on. Excuse me. It says there's 25 servings per container. Okay? Serving size is 1 package. Hold on. What in the world? I'm going to have to post this picture right here. What in the world is going on here? If there's 25 servings per container, so that essentially means there's 25 servings per container, and the serving size is 1 package. What do y'all think about that? I don't want to dive too deep in that. I don't want to get on that tangent. But anyways, it should tell you how many servings are in that package and what 1 serving would be. So ideally, if you have a bag of something, look at me. I'm so hyped right now and hit my filter. Ideally, if you have a bag of something, you should be able to grab a handful, small handful, or count out a certain number, and then that can be 1 serving size, right? But you're not thinking about that when you're eating this, whatever it is that you're eating. You're eating it up. Oh, it's so good. These ultra processed foods are so good. Not even knowing that you have had multiple servings, right? And not even knowing that these are empty calories, right? So they have a calorie number on there, but it's a really low number, right? So you're not satisfied. You're going to keep eating, but I don't want to get on a tangent. Okay, so 1, serving size. The next section is going to be the amount of serving, like the amount per serving in calories. So the calories per serving, not the calories per the bag, but the calories per serving. Okay, hear me out. So a lot of you might think, oh, 180 calories, that's nothing. Okay, But you got to understand there might be 10 servings in the bag, right? So you just had a little meal with whatever it was, maybe a chip bag. Maybe a chip bag is a meal, right? So those are things you got to look out for and pay attention to when reading these labels and trying to figure out what this label means. And then the next section, you will have your macronutrients. Macronutrients are your proteins, fats, I'm blanking. Proteins, fats, carbs, and the other things that go into that. There will be other things like cholesterol, sodium, and stuff like that, right? The things that they add in, like the big things that are in the label, okay? And then they'll have their daily value, and we'll talk about daily value in just a moment. And then right under that, you're going to have your micronutrients. Micronutrients are things like vitamins, okay? So for an example, you have vitamin A, D, B. You'll have these things in there, and then it'll show you with these measurements, okay? It is in MSG, okay? G is a microgram, which I have a whole another video, I think it's a short, about what MSG is compared to milligram. And so it'll have that with this daily value further to the right. And then the last thing that you'll see is basically a little daily value, little excerpt telling you, something along the lines of daily value tells you how much of a nutrient is in a serving and how much you basically got compared to what you should be getting. And I know that's very, very confusing because it's general. It's general. These numbers are averages. So they may not speak to somebody that looks like me. They may not speak to somebody that's trying to lower their weight. They may not speak to someone that is trying to fix a certain health condition. Right? So in a nutshell, that's the nutrition facts, right? That's in simple what it is. Okay? Now, you go down a little further, or you go on the next side of an item, and you will find the ingredients. The ingredients have a very, very, very interesting way of being put, because there is a lot that can be there's a lot that a labeler can get away with, simply put. There's a lot. So for an example, if it comes from the earth, that means that it could be labeled natural flavoring. Okay, so these are things that could be potentially toxic to your body, right? But it came from the earth. That means it's natural. Okay, so that's how people get away with it, right? If it comes from an animal, that could be natural as well. There is a lot of things that are used to flavor with from an animal. One of the popular ones are from their glands, right? So from their butt glands, you'll get that little mucosous juice from their butt glands, and that is vanilla flavoring. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it, but if you pay attention to the right cues, you can kind of crack the code on what's in this stuff. You can kind of get clues on what's in this stuff from the ingredients. So when you have something that says something like flavoring is imitation. Flavoring is not what it is not what it seems to be. Flavoring is, okay, I like pumpkin spice. I'm not using pumpkins. I'm using pumpkin spices, and I'm going to imitate what that pumpkin could taste like. That's what flavoring is, right? And then you have a bunch of these chemicals that go in that may not make sense to you. You might see this a lot. Monosodium glutamate. Monosodium glutamate. That's MSG. That is a type of seasoning that's highly addictive, right? It's in most of those chips that you'll see the kids and even adults. You just can't get enough. You just eating it right on up. So that's like a legal additive that will keep you coming back for more. Monosodium glutamate. Monosodium. Sodium. Okay. Sodium. You know that sodium, well, you don't know, but sodium is what keeps you eating away. You want that flavor, right? Your body craves that flavor, but you can get it elsewhere. But that right there speaks to the evils of food science, right? So my whole thing with this video is begin to explore what it is you choose to eat or put in your mouth. Okay, the next time you're going shopping somewhere, look on the back, read the label. Stop throwing stuff in your cart just because you've opened it, you tried it, it tastes good. It may not be that good for you. Okay, start researching stuff. Just like you take the time. I don't know. This may be your life. It may not be your life. But some people take the time when they're shopping for things like shoes and cars, and they're on Amazon. Some people just mindlessly buy those things. Okay. But I'm going to use an example to someone that is they're shopping at their favorite store and they want to get the right fit or whatever. You take the time and do that stuff. You have to do that with your food. Find the right fit for your life. Take the time. Okay, if you don't know how to pronounce most of these things, what do you think they're doing to your insides? If you don't know how to if you don't know what these things are, what do you think they're doing to your insides? Okay, if you don't know, if you can't say everything that is in your food, you got to think about it. You have to really think about it. If you don't know what is in your food, you might be in trouble. You might be in trouble. You need to know what's in your food. Okay, because it all will begin to make sense. This is why I might have a headache. This is why I'm dehydrated. This is why my stomach feels weird. That had milk in it, but it didn't necessarily say milk. It had something else on there, and that was a milk product that they made into the food. Like, there is a lot, and there's levels to this, and that's why I do what I do, because I have to encourage you to take a stand. Okay, I'm not trying to take money out of people's pockets. Okay, I'm not trying to start this crazy war. Okay, but I am trying to start a revolution. I'm trying to get you to wake up, see what's happening. All these ultra processed foods. Okay, spend more time looking into what you put into your mouth. Okay, you take that time for all these other things. It's time to start taking care of you and taking that time for yourself. If you made it this far, once again, thank you for watching. I have more videos coming as I can get them out. I'm very appreciative. Take care of yourself. Your body will thank you.